What is up, my little demented cupcakes? I'm here to talk about my characters. I made videos of each of my characters where I made a video of me creating them, but it just didn't upload, so I'm going to do a quick A to Z of each character. Um, there's a big 90% chance that most of these characters have appeared within a wrestling game because the create a character mode has been around a lot longer in the wrestling genre. So here we are. This is Debbie. I originally created Debbie in MK Armageddon, and I really loved her. I thought she was epic. I didn't think I would be able to replicate her from Armageddon because it's such an old game, and I didn't expect for Soulcalibur ⅵ to have the same costume. But weirdly enough, it did, and I was able to replicate Debbie as best I could from the MK Armageddon genre. Most of these characters now have been featured in short stories. So, yeah. So Debbie is just a psychopathic, crazy fighter that just wants power. Heidi. Debbie is also a witch. Heidi. Basically, I made a skeleton. I wanted to make a female skeleton wearing a dress, and I did. And Heidi was super weak. She was skin and bone, so she was super weak, and she was dying very fast. So then I gave her a helmet. That's just how simple it is. I wanted to make a crazy gothic witch with claws, and this is what I came up with. I wanted to make a giant statue with a hammer, and I created La Luna. No, she's not called La Luna, she's just called Luna. So there you go. I wonder what she'd look like if I made her gold. I'll have a look and see. I don't think I can change her color though. Oh, I can. No, I'm just going to leave her the way she is. Arai. Um, just a generic, crappy fighter. And I must point out, she's one of the smallest I've made because most of them have muscles, but she is actually a mannequin. T&T Jackson. Basically, she's a blaxploitation character that that looked pretty much the same in MK Armageddon. The only difference between MK Armageddon and this is she wore gold instead of this kind of orange. And I don't think there was patterns in MK Armageddon, so I don't. But yeah, this is pretty neat. I really like her. She's fabulous. Sassy, tigeress, TNT. I love my blaxploitation characters. Um, Ming. Ming Dynasty. She's just an Asian warrior, which I really love. She's one of the nicest people I know in my stories. But she fights. She'd kind of be like. She fights for her land. Um, I think Ming's amazing. Marjorie. I wanted to make an evil person wearing one of them masks, and that's what I came up with. I don't particularly like the character. She's not featured in any stories, and that's just that. Mature. Mature is based on a character from the King of Fighters franchise, and that's as good as I could get. She Celeste. Well, it was Paddy's Day, and I wanted to create an Irish warrior. and I gave her that weapon because it looked like a rainbow in the background. You know, I was going to colour it in, but I didn't. So there you go. I wanted to make a kind of a dwarf, an Irish dwarf, kind of an elf, Irish dwarf elf. Renee. I wanted to make a blonde, creepy witch that had laser eyes, and this is what I came up with. Renee. Jacqueline. I wanted to make a succubus, kind of like Morgana, with wings, and this is what I came up with. Jacqueline. Anne. I don't really know much about Anne. Anne, once again, Anne is an Irish kind of like warrior with wings. An Irish fairy with wings. This character I skipped over. Mavis. I wanted to make an evil Ming, or somebody that would rival Ming. So I created Mavis. It's kind of like a devil. Grandmother Sengar. She is a Magic the Gathering card. Basically, her backstory is she's chained up in a tower for life, for the rest of her life, and she can't die. So she's just there, chained up in this fucking tower. She's a witch, and she can't break the spell, but she can still cast spells to harm people outside. She's one of my favorite Magic the Gathering cards. Seller of Songbird is another Magic the Gathering card. I tried to replicate her as best I could. Basically she sells songbirds. She's a pretty cool character. She can summon birds to protect her. There's actually an evolution of that Magic the Gathering card where she can summon dragons, but she's not stronger. She's pretty much the same strength. Auspicious Ancestor is a Magic the Gathering card, which I need to edit this while I'm here. Yes. Auspicious Ancestor is quite old, so she needs to have a few lines on her face. Fugitive. Oh, here we are. Big Lenny. Big Lenny is based on a character from a short story that I wrote. She's a 1940s shot put champion, javelin bobslayer. And she's one big mama. Big Lenny. She is actually German, a big German Olympic player from the 1940s. She's not a Nazi, and she had nothing to do with Hitler. Just to throw it out there, in case someone was like, gonna give out to me. Fugitive Wizard. He's a Magic the Gathering character. Vincenza. Again, she's another Irish warrior. She'd be one of my smaller characters. Carmen. I wanted to make a hooker from, oh god, I don't know, from back in the day. Kind of a medieval hooker, but it didn't work out that way. She was a work in progress, but I just stopped making her. Millie. Millie is a, an American Indian warrior. A bit like Xena, but not similar. She's just an American warrior. American Indian warrior who fights for the land. She's very strong and sturdy. She's a bit like Michelle Chang, I guess, out of Tekken. Gwendolyn. I wanted to make a queen that was blind. And then I came up with this. Another American Indian. She would be associated with Millie. They actually have a conversation within one of my scripts. I don't know their relationship because I haven't added that to my story yet, but they do talk about something. Mrs. Trunchbull from Matilda. How could you not like that? I like the picture better than the character. She was much easier to make in wrestling, but there you go. No, that's crap. The Grand High Witch. Basically, she's based on the character from the Roald Dahl film and book, The Grand High Witch. Eva Ernst, that's her name. Savannah. I wanted to make an African warrior that could handle herself, kind of like an African pirate. And I came up with Savannah, which I really like. I haven't used her an awful lot, but I like her. Now Paulina is a rogue pirate, and she's a bit ditzy, but I just wanted to create a pirate that was a bit simple. The Dazzler from Marvel. That's the Dazzler. Yeah. Asbestos Lady. Ta-da. Asbestos Lady is a superhero from the 1940s. So there you go. Asbestos Lady. It's very difficult to make because of her colours. I wanted to make a chef that liked to batter people just as well as dough. So I made this crazy chef with a big baton. There you go. And I called her Beatrice. Beatrice. Batter. No one got it. Oh well. I don't know that character. I wanted to create a relative of my American Indians, so I made him. I wanted Millie to have a brother of some description, and I think the way I looked at it was, don't the American Indians have spirit guides, and I wanted his spirit guide to be a rhino. So luckily enough, there was a rhino head. Vivian. Vivian is Ming's evil sister. Nope. Some of them I'm passing by because sometimes I just press random generate, so I don't actually make them. Barbara. I wanted to create an Amazonian warrior with a big sword, and I created Barbara. Barbara from the bush. That sounds a bit dirty, but I don't mean it that way. I had a vision when I was sleeping one night, and I wanted to create a giant fly. And I did. I created this ugly giant fly. Ta-da! Flesh fly. A flesh fly is actually a real fly. They only eat rotten corpses. Iris. I wanted to create a white witch who was really pretty, but not as strong as she looks. Orangatina, an Amazonian warrior that likes feathers and flowers in her hair. I'm not sure where she's from. Kay. I was meant to change her name to something, I don't know, but it just kind of stuck. I was trying to make Tank Girl, and she didn't quite work out. So I ended up just making this character called Kay. And I think she looks pretty neat. Weirdly, she looks pretty cool. Getting used to sticking spiky things on people's breasts, I decided I would make formaldehyde. One of my more odder creations. I really like her. She's weird, and that's how it should be. Esperance. Lucretia. Lucrenza. She is the queen of fruit. What more can I say? She's just the queen of fruit. She loves fruit. She grows it, and she throws poison apples at people. In one of my scripts, but in this she doesn't do that. I think she. What does she have? Ah, yeah, she has that weapon. Elora. Elora is one of my more finer creations. I really like Elora. She's kind of like this gothic spirit who's very wise and whatnot. She has a sundial on her head. But I like the fact she's a very wise and full of wisdom. And she can fly. She's like a giant dragonfly. Elora. She's also a witch. Well, she can do magic powers. Connie. Connie is a fighter. A warrior. A crazy, wacky warrior. That can fire lasers out of her eyes. But she doesn't need to because she can handle herself. Spike. If she's meant to be a faceless mage with spikes, and that's exactly what she is. Ling. She's in the same story with Ming, but they don't cross paths. And even though I have her credited as being in the story, she's yet to appear. I wasn't sure what her face looked like in my head. Like, I don't know what she looks like, except for her clothes. So I gave her a mask. I was like, just give her a mask. Why not? So I think this is how the character would appear if I was writing a script. I haven't decided whether she's evil or good yet. Celeste. We already have a Celeste, and this is the same character. I just wanted to give her an alternative outfit because I just wanted to try something and it kind of worked. So she's another Irish leprechaun. She's the same one as you. Petra. I wanted to create the goddess of love, but she was an evil character. And this is what I came up with. She breaks up relationships and makes people angry by doing mean things to people's relationships, stealing people's hearts for herself. Goddess. I wanted to create a Greek god, and this is what I came up with. Goddess. A Greek warrior who's in the top class at her chariot racing. Gothic chick. I wanted to create this really cool gothic witchy kind of chick, and this is what I came up with. Let's see what weapon she has. Ta-da! So yeah, gothic chick with a weapon. Matilda. Liz. Creepy socialite that can fucking fire things out of her eyes. And who is a dab hand with a sword. She's a spirit. So she could be dead, I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet. I'm telling you my vision more so than what they can actually do. Lily Lee. Well, this is based on somebody that I really admire and like, and they were a big fan of Stan Lee, so I created a character called Lily Lee. So there you go. I'm pretty sure they would wear something like that. She's a bit of a tomboy, Lily Lee, in real life. Cynthia. I wanted to create Cynthia Rothrock, kung fu movie fighter. She's a kung fu actress, but I wasn't quite sure whether she would use a sword. And then I realized in one of her movies she's using a staff as a weapon. So I gave her a staff. I wanted to create a crazy, a female pimp, somebody who would run a line of hookers. And that's what I came up with. She's very simple. I don't particularly like her. Jessica. I was watching Murder, She Wrote, so I decided I would create Jessica Fletcher. So there you go. Jessica Fletcher. Cleopatra Jones. Basically, she's a blaxploitation movie character. She's one of my favorite movie characters of all time. Oh. You can't use space in this game. Ta-da. She uses swords and guns in real life, so yeah. Wolverine, as best I could. He looks terrible, I know. He's crap. But yeah. I'll try and make him better another time. I wanted to create a giant TV. And this is what I came up with. Death box. So death by video. A giant TV on legs. Chiyoko. Another American Indian. She's a standalone character who's just on a mission to find her spirit guide. The Joker, looking sassy in that fucking picture. I don't think he needs an explanation. Laureline. I had an idea of creating a floppy hat by using some of the accessories, and this is what I came up with. Laureline. So the whole creation was based on that hat. And then it just kind of fell together. She's not featured in any stories. Nope. Fabiola. Just a random creation that I thought looked cool. She doesn't have a backstory. But I'm pretty sure she'd live in the same area as Ming. Ivory. She was meant to be white, but I changed her to the red and black polka dots. I was going to call her Ladybug, but then I didn't really... I put a lot of effort into her, but I didn't really bother. Sheila. Sheila is the grandmother from the movie The Witches, starring Angelica Houston. And she is a white witch within the movie, even though it doesn't really say it, but she kind of is. So I wanted to make the Grand High Witch's equal, which was the grandmother. Like, that's the, she's the only person that kind of took her on. So that's what I did. I made somebody that would be able to stand up against the Grand High Witch. So I made her equal, or her enemy in the movie, should I say. Nina Williams from Tekken. Basically, it doesn't need an explanation. Anna Williams from Tekken. If you don't know anything about Nina and Anna, they're sisters. Scorpion. I really like this Scorpion. I put a lot of effort into this Scorpion. Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. Ashra from Mortal Kombat. I will point out, see this weapon? It's called a two-handed sword, but that is the actual weapon which Ashra was using in MK Armageddon and Deception. That is the actual weapon that she was using. No lie. Google it. And it's actually called a Chris sword, meaning spike of the holiness. Vice is related to mature, which you've probably seen at the start. She's a King of Fighters character. Dorothy. I don't like Dorothy. I'm going to edit Dorothy at some point. I unlocked all these new items and I wanted to see what they looked like. So I just put them on a random character. Marge Simpson. Somebody requested me to make this and they said I wouldn't be able to do it. But I proved them wrong. I originally just gave her long blue hair, but then I said to myself, no, I can do this. I can work this out. So there she is. Imagine. Jade from Mortal Kombat. It's my version of Jade. Jade is very grey looking in the newest game, so I just kind of went between white and grey. Sharon. Sharon is a Street Fighter character. I don't like it. It's crap. I don't. Tanya from Mortal Kombat. I tried my best to make Tanya. I wish the hair was a little bit longer and the skin color wouldn't go tan. That's as tan as I could get it, even though it looks pinky. That's just how the skin is in this game. It made sense when I seen Talon's moveset. I was like, that's Tanya. Even the stance. I'll see if I can show you. See? It just perfect. I just seen Tanya within that character. I was like, yeah, Tanya. Shiva. Basically, it's not really Shiva. She just kind of bears Shiva's name. It's a variation of Shiva, but it's also it's more of a standalone character that I created. But she is based a little bit on Shiva. Frost. It was very difficult to get a picture of Frost. I tried on Google as well. It was very difficult. So what I done was I plugged in my PS2 and I played Armageddon, and Frost pretty much was in all blue, but one of her alternative outfits, she was wearing black. And the only reason I gave her the black and the blue rather than all blue is because it just didn't look good. Irene. She is a busty Irish warrior, a Celt, or of some description. I'm not really sure. I haven't really decided yet. But she's kind of like a busty barmaid that can handle herself with a sword. The landlady from Kung Fu Hustle. A bit of a joke character. Not really worth talking about. Just bored, so I decided to create her. Katana from Mortal Kombat. Basically, Katana has fans, and Voldo used to have a fan as a weapon, but not anymore, so that's the closest thing I could find. Yep, I think she looks pretty authentic. I think she looks the part. Just me personally saying. The Mortal Kombat characters, well, some of the characters are favoured. Kula. Kula is a King of Fighters character. Her name is Kula Diamond. La Luna. I wanted to create a ginormous 6-foot whatever angel that protects the world and cures all evilness. La Luna. And then of course I wanted to create her equal, which was done the opposite of what La Luna does. Death Angel, so she creates havoc. So good and evil. Bernadetta. Just a random creation that I kind of like. Like I created her, I didn't press random generate, but I don't have any story about her, that's what I mean. Enya. I was watching a music video for one of Enya's songs, and she was wearing an outfit like this. The song was called The Celts, and I decided I'm going to make Enya. So I did. Video wave. Basically, she's similar to the TV, but I wanted to create a TV that was Do you know the squiggly lines that does be on a TV? That's what I made. Bella. Just a random character with a big purple axe. Hilda. Just a gothic witch with a nicely coloured spear that kind of goes lovely with her outfit. She's a little bit based on the witch from Hansel and Gretel, but she's more of a standalone. Garden nun. Oh my god, this was just random. A robust nun who likes gardening. I was originally trying to make a nun, but I couldn't. It was too difficult in this game, so I didn't bother. A ruby, a ginormous pirate. Oh, there's the other Celeste. Oh no, we're back to the start, are we? Yeah, Ruby was the last card. Now we have to come over here to the customizations. And here we are. Demented Nun. That's me. Basically, there's a little hack. If you download characters from the community creations, you can just edit them, and then they become yours. So I created this today. Black Widow. She is not based on Black Widow from Batman or from Avengers. She is just a standalone character which I create quite a lot. I really like her. I create her most years. I think she looks amazing. I'm not too gone on her weapon. Sub-Zero. I actually created this character, but it's telling me that somebody else created it, so there's nothing I can do about that. It goes away eventually. It's telling me that someone else oh no, it's not. You have to edit it. You have to edit the character in order for it to be yours. You can't steal anyone else's creation, but it just takes a while to update itself. It's a little bit of a hack that confuses the system. She-Hulk. That's the best I could do for She-Hulk. She's okay. Spider-Woman. Ta-da! I think she looks pretty normal. Very difficult to make, but sure. There you go. She really was difficult to make. It's supposed to be Kate Bush out of her music video for Army Dreamers, but it didn't quite work out that way. So I was going to change the name to something else, but I didn't. Last but not least, Baraka from Mortal Kombat. Hee. Don't you think that looks cool? I have to explain something because you're probably looking and thinking, oh, what's down the bottom? Is there someone hiding? Nope. There should be. Oh, I deleted it. Yep. You're probably wondering why I have an Adolf Hitler. Well, I will explain to you why I have Adolf. Basically, when you click on community creations, it loads characters beginning with A, B, C, D. You know this, and you know how it works. There's no search button on community creations. They're still kind of working on it. It's the first year it's being featured, but there's no search button on community creations. And the first character that would pop up used to be Hitler, Adolf. So I would download Hitler because it was easier. Because when I used to press next on my computer, it would take nearly 10 minutes to load. take nearly 10 minutes to load, so I just downloaded like 4 or 5 Hitlers and I edited all the characters. I don't condone anything he does. I don't support him in any way. I don't like him. I just downloaded him because it was quicker and he was the first character, but he seems to have disappeared because they update it every now and again. Every couple of weeks they update it, but it totally is just random. And because I have bad internet, it was made more sense to download like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them, like just like that, straight away, rather than clicking next and waiting 10 minutes. But yeah, there you go. I have to put him in my favorites. So I gave you an A to Z of all my characters, and I've nothing else to say now. I think it is time to say goodnight.